Andrew.
I think I said Andrew.
Okay, then you said everyone. This is good radio.
This is really good. All of this is going to get cut. None of this is going to... I think this is sort of like the beta test, and we might eventually start streaming some other games when we get good at this. But for the most part, like, you're coming in episode 2. Episode 1 happened like 4 months ago. So we're going to explain, partly for our benefit and partly for your benefit, what happened 4 months ago. And we're just going to play some D&D.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm aching.
So, I mean, maybe you should explain what happened, since... There's all sorts of things I know that happened that you don't know.
Okay, right. So my character's name is Anton Marivaldi. He's the second son of the Marivaldi. Oh, I just ate Indian food. This is not good. Of the Marivaldi house. They own a city called... You changed the name of the city.
Jaken.
Called Jaken.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. So, Jaken... Tell everyone about Jaken. I forget everything.
Yeah, I'll tell you about Jaken.
Okay.
And I'll have to show you probably a map, which I can do.
It's that map, right?
At some point we're just going to pop this onto the screen. It's all hexagonal. Oh, let's start a little bit with the world. Here's everything's very yeah. So we've got a map here. This is the Ardent as Spencer knows it. Thamos, that thing in the middle there, is kind of our big... Oh, look at that. Look at this high quality thing. Thamos is the big kingdom. That's the one Spencer's in. There's a couple of neighbors. You don't have to worry too much about them. They might come up. Jaken's sort of the city. It's right... Where am I? Yeah, right about there. It's right up in the corner. And it is a mining town. It's a steel driving town. And so Jaken looks a little bit like this. It also looks a lot like a vagina. That was an accident.
Looks intentional there, dude.
No, it was completely accidental. But basically, there's some walls, there's some stuff. There's kind of an inner island part of the city. You're from up top. It's both geographically high up, as in north, and also it is higher. It has a higher terrain. And Jaken is, it's a mining town. There's a lot of mining around it, but it's kind of more than that at this point. It's grown pretty big. It kind of subsists. It's got its own economy.
Yeah, and it unlike most of the cities in this region, Thamos.
Thamos. Something like that.
Thamos is in canon.
Never to be changed.
They trade and coordinate with elves commonly. Because they live so close to the woods, elves are kind of like... Everyone in Ardent is a racist. And, all the humans anyway are.
Someone's actually... Is that Weeb is watching right now? Because it says
Jaken.
Tour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So close to Tor.
Yeah, I think that's...
or Tur, Weeb, right?
That might be Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
Because Jeremy put a thumbs up. Anyway.
What's up, Jeremy?
So yeah, they trade with elves because they're so close. And, we don't have a bad relationship with the elves. Am I wrong? What?
Oh, yeah, okay, so there's this weird thing. Okay, we're now going to talk about what happened last episode, right?
Okay, yeah,
So we've only played one, it was months ago, we're going to go into what happened. Basically, pre-campaign, before Spencer was involved, and we'll talk about your character later, but,
yeah.
Nope, let's talk about him now, because a lot of that builds up. So who are you?
Anton Marivaldi.
What do you look like?
Second son. Oh, I'm grotesque. I'm very,
The battery is running low.
Okay, 1 second.
Is it not plugged in?
It is, but... I don't know.
Nope.
So there's power? No.
It says there's no power.
Is there an outlet behind
This is just all going to stop streaming very soon. An outlet?
Oh yeah, do that outlet.
Pass it over. This is all of the super high quality, high tech production.
Unplug.
Oh, it is Jeremy. He says it's Jeremy.
Let's unplug this here, so we don't break a breaker and ruin everything.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually the fridge. We don't
That worked though. You unplug the fridge.
Oh no, this one. I just want to make sure I don't.
We've unplugged the fridge. This is going great so far.
Sacrifice the fridge for this stream. No, I plugged the fridge back in. We're good. That's now charging. We're good. Okay. So he is just a grotesque individual. We rolled for hotness, and he has minimal hotness.
He's got a 3 on a scale from 3 to 18.
Yes.
Where 10.5 is average and 3 is abominably low.
And then I thought, while we were rolling for him, I thought, well, if he's not hot, he at least might be packing. So we
That's right.
We rolled for length, and he's just like a tiny penis. So he's like grew up just.
Your other stats are okay though.
My other stats are okay. My other stats are pretty good. He's quite strong.
We rolled 3d6 for this character, didn't we?
No. Yes. No.
Did we do 4d6?
I think so.
I thought it was. I think.
But one, but no reroll. Anyway, he's got an 18 strength, so he's quite strong. 16 constitution, so he's quite constitute.
So much constitute.
He's quite tough. Very wise. He's 13 wisdom, and then the rest of the stats: dexterity 11, charisma 10, and intelligence 8. So he's not very smart, but he's quite wise. He grew up just hated by his family. Not hated.
No, he actually was quite loved by his family. He had a lovely father.
Right. Loved by his family, and given. He kind
of hates himself.
Yeah.
He imagines that other people hate him because of how ugly he is.
I think, he has very bad self-esteem because he's ugly, and he thinks that because he doesn't look like the other nobles in his life, every noble he's met, because he doesn't look like that, every smile, every kind word, he's taken as pity upon him, which isn't true. They just genuinely like him because he's a nice guy. But he takes it as pity, and he thinks he's not deserving. He doesn't want a noble life. He thinks he's not deserving of it, and when he got a chance to get away from this noble life, he almost killed his friend.
Well, we're gonna back up a second, because that happened in the first episode.
Yeah.
So you're not so much ugly as you are disfigured, right? Like, it's not like you just... Because the rest of your family is pretty good looking. It's not like you were just the ugly duckling. Like, you actually, like, you have like a cleft palate or something. Like, your face is drooped.
Yeah, there's something very wrong with my face.
It's not symmetrical. Babies cry.
Yeah. It's really troubling and haunting to look at.
Yeah, and I think, that's part of who you are. By the way, do you have a pen? Because I'm penless. We're playing at Spencer's house.
Yeah, I'll grab you a pen or a pencil.
Pen's good.
Okay.
I don't make mistakes.
Oh!
And so basically what had happened sort of pre-campaign, background story, is that Spencer, or Anton had just come back from a trade mission with the elves. And Anton's like third son, so he's not really all that important. But he's sort of the son who's been trained to be a military figure.
Yes.
So you're sort of expected to sort of lead an army,
I'm
maybe
a
at some
duelist
point.
at heart.
You are a duelist, that's right.
A very, very skilled duelist.
You have taken the duelist feat.
No, I've taken the duelist fighting style.
Fighting style, that's right. You're not a very good horseback rider, so you're not really a tournament fighter. But the
which actually is better than wielding my longsword two-handed, because where I roll a d10, I roll a d8 and just add an extra 2.
All right.
So it's an automatic +2, not just a maybe +2.
There you go. That's good.
It's pretty good.
Which is actually just a +1 on average, given probability.
Oh, the d10?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get a +2.
Yeah, instead of a +1 on average.
Anyway, mechanics aside.
Oh no, mechanics are very much part of this. Part of this is us figuring out how we're going to run a stream or this stream, and so I think part of it is that we are going to do this for audio listeners.
Yes.
So I get that this is video right now. I mean, if you're listening to it,
but we're gonna have to tell
audio,
you, like,
it's not.
You can't see this roll. We're gonna have to tell you what we roll anyway.
Yeah. So a lot of it is going to be us. I mean, most of
it
this
was a 5.
We like to play most in the theater of the mind, which is to say we create scenes in our minds. We don't really draw them out. We don't have miniatures that we move on maps.
Yeah.
So it all works pretty good as audio as long as we sort of tell you what we roll. and explain
and
things
not fiddle with the dice.
visually. I know I just showed you guys a map earlier. That was probably a silly idea.
Well, they can see a map, but you also have to describe the map.
Jeremy makes a good point. He says it's the first time any of us have taken the duelist style.
Boom!
I think that's true. I think there's a lot of things in 1v1 that work a lot better.
Well, it's a very noble style, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, pre-campaign, what had happened is, before we played the first one...
viewers.
Do we? Oh my gosh. Cool. There's some stranger. Should we tag this and say things like Dungeons and Dragons?
Absolutely. How do we do that?
You figure it out.
Okay, I'm going to be up close on the
We know
screen.
nothing about Twitch. This is like our first time on Twitch.
You guys do this.
We spent 2 hours prior to this trying to figure out how to actually make this work. And I think so far we've done okay. Your cat's going nuts.
Yeah, he sometimes he goes crazy when he doesn't have attention. Shut up! Oh, okay, bud.
What's going on with Sanchez?
I don't know. What did I do? Oh, no, we're good.
So anyway, I'll tell you. I'll explain some stuff while you're doing this. So we. Oh yeah, I just hid the video preview because otherwise it's kind of distracting.
Yeah.
So we. Before the scene started, before the episode started, Spenser had just come back from a trading mission to the Elfwood on behalf of his father. And the Elfwood is located slightly northwest of Jaken. It's kind of this wood that you don't really go into. It's very it's kind of like the trees are alive. It's very Lord of the Ringsy in that sense. And he'd gone there on a trade mission, and basically there's a group of elves who live in this wood. Elves are kind of seen in Jaken as very backwards, and they aren't. There's a lot of racism against elves in Jaken proper. There's a few elves who live there, and they're forever trying to prove that they're not Hicks. You know, they have like a chip on their shoulder for the most part, because anytime elves come from the Elfwood, there's this sense that they are.
I got Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that works. Maybe they just don't like. Maybe you can't do tags.
Well, that's dumb.
Maybe it's an editing or something.
I don't know. Anyway,
it doesn't matter. We can leave it. I don't care if anyone finds this.
But
hello, second viewer.
No, that's all.
That's fine. Yeah. So the idea is basically with this that Spenser went on this trade mission. It went well. He's come back. The mission's mostly. It was pretty easy. I don't think it was all that hard. You kind of went into the heart. There's a main city in the Elfwood. Yeah. They don't have a name for it. It's just sort of...
This is where it is.
It's kind of where everybody is.
I'm going to settle him down.
Yeah, seriously, Sanchez is going nuts. So, so Spenser went in there. It was very uneventful. It wasn't sort of his first time. He went with a bodyguard that he had, as well as sort of a big entourage, and he's come back. That part, the Elfwood part, is going to be important later. Spenser doesn't know it yet, so I'm going to keep quiet about that. But he came back. He went to sleep one night. I guess a few nights passed, and then he was awoken late at night, and this is sort of where we started the story. Spenser woke up late at night. He was awoken by a man named Gareth, and Gareth is sort of a friend of Spenser's from a long time ago. He hadn't seen him in probably like 7 months, maybe. Spenser knew that he had gone away. He'd been out of town, and you.
I'm here.
Yeah, you are here. So, so you. Gareth woke you up, he said...
Yeah, he's like, I have an adventure. Come on an adventure. And I was like...
Yeah, he's like, we have to go now.
And I saw that, and I was like, we have to go. Like, if I can get out of the walls, then I can just go. Like, this is my moment.
But it wasn't like to leave. It was just, there was like a cave, and he heard there was a magic sword in this cave.
Oh, for me, it was like to leave.
Cave.
Like...
Oh, you thought...
So, like, this is kind of spoiling the end of the first episode, but, like, the moment he said there's a magic sword in the cave, we can go get it, Anton thought, I'm going to kill him once we find that sword.
Him being Gareth.
I'm like, right. I'm going to kill him and get away.
Which is funny because you weren't trapped.
I wasn't trapped, but, like, I couldn't just leave.
So much of your, like, existential angst is just made up inside your
But if I died, like, if I killed him, then I could have just died, you know? and I would have not been looked for. If I just left, they would have been like, "Where'd Anton go? And come find me."
It's true. Yeah. So
I wanted to like fake my own death and just be gone.
So
without actually dying.
Right. That's the worst part of the whole dying part.
Yeah.
So you went off. They gathered. You had another friend that came with you. He's currently nameless. Do you remember what his name was?
Roxley.
Oh, that's awesome.
We didn't. He wasn't my friend.
No, he's Gareth. You were basically like, we need some backup, and Gareth's like, I got a friend named Roxley. I
hire this weird guy,
and he was super
weird.
Sketchy, hey?
Super sketchy. He was like, I can't even think of a popular culture reference. He was like, if you've seen Killing Them Softly, he was like Ben Mendelsohn in Killing Them Softly. Just like, you've got to watch that. But he's sweaty all the time, just really gross and sketchy.
But he fought okay.
Tells stories that you're like, all right, dude, like that's not cool.
He's the kind of guy who might knife you in an alley.
Yeah, I think so.
But anyway, so what happened is they went to this goblin cave. Spencer doubted that there was a magic sword, but there was kind of an extremely epic fight in the goblin cave in which
there's a lot of goblins and a bugbear.
Yeah, and everybody almost died.
Everyone almost died because we hid for too long. We hid for so long, and we're in the cave, and the bugbear's like coming down, and we were like right behind him, and then all of a sudden he just turns around and we were there. And we're like, all right, let's fight. And we fought in his bedroom, and he almost smoked us all.
Yeah, so it was almost disastrous, but it was fine. And I remember towards the end, you were like, okay, everything's cool, and then you just were like, and then I hit Gareth.
I take my sword and hit Gareth. Yeah.
Very much by surprise. You ended up hitting him, I think, but not killing him.
No, I thought I was going to do more damage. Like, I thought I had an advantage or even an auto crit just because it was from behind and I couldn't. Like, he had no advantage. I had advantage. But yeah, I almost killed him and didn't. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Shit, now I'm fighting Gareth and he's a better fighter than I am."
Yeah, he wasn't first level. You figured that out at some point, that he was higher than first level.
He was higher than first level.
And so he's better than you.
So he knocked me out.
He knocked you out, and you awoke, and he
Roxley was unconscious also.
Roxley was unconscious, but you awoke, Roxley was awake. It was like near morning, and you were tied up.
I was tied up, and I begged him. I was like, just let me... No, don't kill me.
Did you say just kill me?
No, I said, just let me go. Just like, give me nothing, leave me nothing, let me go, tell them I died. Please, let me go.
I hate this life.
You
poured out your heart to him.
I poured out my soul, and he said no. He's like, we're gonna... I remember what he said. He was like, we're just gonna chalk this up to like an episode, like you're stressed or something, and we're gonna forget about this, and we're gonna go home. That's it. And then I was like, why is he being this way? And then we get home.
You didn't get home. You
on
came
the
to
way
the very
home,
first like hamlet
farm,
it was like a little tiny villagey area, just a tiny section
just outside the walls.
Outside the walls, and the bells were ringing, and it was kind of chaos, and a town crier was yelling, "The Marivaldis are dead."
Yeah. And I knew, I was like, oh shit.
Which is to say Spencer's family.
Which is to say my family, which is to say I then immediately found out, like, oh, I messed up the campaign a little bit. Like, not messed up the campaign, but like,
no, man,
I shouldn't have made this choice.
No, you're allowed, like, there's no railroading in this campaign.
Here's the thing, if I had gotten away, like, this is what I wish. If I had gotten away, if I had killed him and gotten the sword and gotten away, then I would have just... like, learned about that later. Way later.
It would have taken a long time. You would have been outrunning the news of your parents' death.
Yeah.
Parents and older brother. I believe your older sister is married off somewhere and is not there.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's about where we're going to begin. A couple of quick notes. Jeremy says OMG. I don't know when he said that. So.
I don't know what he said. It was a little while ago. I didn't mention it.
So a couple of notes. We're playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, before, like, I know we don't have a lot of viewers right now, but if we ever do, and I'll make this disclaimer a couple more times, we make tweaks to any, like any DM or Games World. We're house ruling things. I don't want to see a message go up be like, That's not regulation.
No, everyone's going to say that.
People say that.
Really?
People say that all the time.
Well, that's the thing about Dungeons and Dragons is that it's actually like they're all suggestions. Oh, about you killing Gareth. Yeah, that was intense. He tried to. Gareth was really good about it on the whole.
He was really good about it, like he knew that my parents were dead already.
Is it was what you took away from it?
Is what I took away from it, yes.
Yeah. So
roll me an insight check. That's the first thing I want to do.
We'll do that in a second. So super quick, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, this is a role-playing game. I'm the DM or Dungeon Master or narrator. Spencer, I basically play everybody that isn't Anton Marivaldi and sort of
I might, like, if I have a squire, I might play him or something.
Yeah, we might give you a subordinate of some kind.
Yeah, and then I would just play him.
Yeah, if you, like, take yourself a slave.
Yeah, I might do that.
Go down south.
I definitely have a squire.
You're not a knight.
Pardon?
You're not a knight yet. Knights have squires.
Oh, right. I was training to be a knight.
Yeah. You actually are a squire yourself.
No, not a squire.
Aren't you?
I'm like training to be a knight.
Okay.
From knight. Oh, from the...
you had a bodyguard.
There's a name. There's a name for him.
Yeah, I know.
Shoot. Maybe it's in my character description. This is good. We'll edit this out of the main video.
Yeah.
We might
do some edits.
These are the moments we edit out. It was something like the swordfish or something like that.
Oh, yeah, he had a cool name.
He had a cool freaking name.
Anyway.
I think he's chasing fruit flies is why he's freaking out. You might hear my cat or see my cat run around through the... Well, can you see him in the stream? I don't know.
Maybe right now.
Oh, yeah, you can see him right
there.
You might see him running through... Just ignore him. Well, or don't.
Or focus entirely on him. This has become a cat stream.
Can't control what you watch.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, so let's start playing.
You roll all my perception and insight checks because it's cool.
I don't think we need to worry about. We'll tell you host rules when they come up. One of the big ones is, now that I've said that, I'm just about to break that. But one of the big ones we do is for critical hits and critical fumbles, we roll on a table. I stole a table from somebody, but I don't remember who. But then I made a bunch of tweaks. So I'm the only person with this exact table, but there are very similar tables out there somewhere online.
Okay. I would like to roll. I hear... Here's the thing. I hear them yell, the Marivaldis are dead, the Marivaldis are dead.
Yeah.
I'd like to immediately...
And Anton looks to you in horror.
And I am Anton.
Sorry, Gareth looks to you in horror.
I would like to roll either perception or insight, whichever one is needed.
Yeah, you want to figure out if Gareth
knew about this. Yeah. My +1.
+1?
Wait, I'm going to see if I'm proficient in insight. No, +1.
So you, to the best of your knowledge, this is something that Gareth did not see coming.
Okay. And that same score at,
and it seems
at
pretty,
Roxley as well is like
pretty applicable. Roxley, you even knew Roxley?
Or is it a second one? Okay.
Oh yeah, you're sure that Roxley didn't know this.
Okay.
Like he's not that good of an actor, and he's like,
yeah.
Oh shit. He's not worried about you. Gareth looks to you like making sure that you're okay, but Roxley's just like, this is going to be upheaval for me. Like he cares more about himself.
Okay, I go. Sorry, remind me again what Gareth's role in the grander scheme of things. He's not noble of any kind. He's just connected.
He's a minor noble.
Okay.
He basically like
his family. It doesn't.
He's cousin to someone. He doesn't stand like his life is considerably better than most people's, but he's nowhere near the like political center of things. You and him sort of yeah exactly. Like you're like one line away from. Well, now you're sort of in line to take over the area if you feel like going back and just proclaiming that you are here. Not to worry.
All right, I would like to. I'd like to say to Roxley, I'd be like, Roxley, you need to untie me before we get in there, and we can forget what happened and talk about it later. I can't go in like this. And I'd like to roll a persuasion check, please.
I'll tell you when to roll.
Okay.
That's how this works.
Like if it's overwhelming that I can't do it, there's no option rolling.
Yeah, or I might just let you do it.
Right. Okay, I see.
So, Gareth kind of jumps in at this point and says...
Oh, I say this to Gareth, sorry.
You meant Gareth instead
I
of
didn't mean to
Roxley.
say Gareth. Yeah, Roxley.
Okay, so Gareth... Yeah, so you said that we're going to retcon that. So Gareth says... Gareth says... Yeah, we can't go back like this. Shoot. And he's like, we gotta go back. Let's just turn around. And he just turns around and pulls your horse back the way you came up the trail. You guys, he's a little bit east of the city, up in the hills a little bit.
I say, wait. Let's go back, but let's talk about a plan here.
Yeah, so you get maybe 5 minutes out. You kind of get away from the hill a bit, and he just looks at you and he goes, I'm so sorry. Holy shit.
Yeah, I just want to, I just start crying. We're not, no one can see us now.
Yeah.
I just go, you know what,
Roxley is unimpressed.
I don't start crying, start crying yet, sorry. I'm going to retcon this. I'd like to be, very, so I'll just do it. I'll be like, Gareth, please untie me.
Give me a persuasion check, please.
19.
19? Yeah, Gareth just wordlessly walks over and unties you.
I just want to walk a little bit away, behind a tree or something.
Yeah, they let you go.
And I want to unaudibly cry.
Unaudibly?
Yeah. I want to cry with all the pain that I need to for losing my own family, but I don't want them to hear it. Do I need to roll a stealth check?
Stealth check? To stealthily weep?
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be a stealth check. Give me a con check.
Oh, I'd do one of those.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
Jerry says silent sobs.
Yeah, that's what I want.
No, they're not. They're audible sobs.
Okay.
They're not.
They're not going to pretend like
they don't rack your body with you're not a hot mess.
Yeah.
But you.
It's just like they hear
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of sniffing.
Yeah.
From time to time.
All right, I do that 5 minutes, and I wrap myself together. I'm
5-minute cry.
I get myself together, and I'll walk back.
They're whispering to each other, and they sort of cut off when they see you.
Gareth, you're right. We can't go back like this. They'll know we snuck out, and they'll be wondering why, and they'll think, heaven forbid, we had something to do with this.
Gareth says, "I've got a plan. I think I can help you out."
What do you got?
Well, I mean, it partly depends on what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
I need to go home.
You can't go home. They killed your family.
Yeah, I need to find out.
If you were there, they probably would have killed you too.
Almost surely, but they haven't.
But who's to say who it was? You wouldn't be safe at home. He says, I've got a plan.
Okay, that's a good point.
I met this wizard. Now, you know that wizard tower in the center of town on the island?
Yep.
That's been abandoned for centuries, that there's no door to, that nobody can get in or out of?
Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah. It's a little bit of backstory. Yeah, turns out it's not abandoned.
And you want to go there?
I kind of know the guy.
Well, how do we get there? What?
I can get us in. Are you down?
To the city?
Oh, we'll have to disguise you somehow.
I have the most recognizable face in Thamos.
Yeah, we'll get you. We'll get you a hood.
Oh, awesome. Awesome, Gareth. Good thing we've got you around. Hey, Roxley, did you hear that? This guy's plan is a fucking hood.
All right. Well, what do you suggest?
I don't know. I think we should.
What if we get you like a veil?
Okay,
I don't know.
get me a veil. Where do we get a veil?
That's probably going to stand out.
Yeah, we're shit. Okay. Here's what we do. The whole city's gonna be on lockdown. OOC.
OOC.
Out of character.
Okay. Thank you for abbreviating that. That saved us a lot of time.
Yeah. How? Well, now it will. How? There's got to be a secret way in that I know.
To the
castle.
Town?
To the castle.
Oh, to the actual
to
castle.
my house, from. Right.
There's a few gates around the outer walls, but each gate is pretty well marked. The only way that you could conceivably sneak in is that there are two rivers that run through the wall, but they've got guard towers on both sides.
Right.
This would be like an extreme. They're rapid rivers. One of them ends in a waterfall.
Okay. Here's what I do.
It's not like a super.
Here's what I do. Here's what I say. Mm-hmm. What about this, Gareth? You beat me up. You hit me up. And you leave me. You guys can't get caught.
Better idea. We pretend you're beaten up. We put a big bandage around your head.
Well, no. If you beat me up and you kind of serve me back into town, put me down the river, the guards will see me and stop me before I wash down, and then leave me a note or something, say the Marivaldis, leave a note on me, and it'll seem like I was abducted at night and sent back with a message. And then whoever did kill my parents will have to expose themselves to disprove my story.
Yeah, they might expose themselves by killing you.
That's why I have you around. And there's still loyal guards in.
Look, this wizard
in Jaken.
This wizard is the smartest man I know.
All right, let's go to the friggin' wizard. Put a bandage on my head.
All right, let's do it.
I'm not very smart. You probably got this.
What's your intelligence?
-1.
-1, 8 or 9?
8.
Yeah, that's not very good.
It's average.
It is average. So he pulls out some rags that he's already got. I mean, you guys have already had to bandage yourselves up. You guys are actually pretty wounded. What are you at right now?
22.
You're full? There's no way you're full. Oh, you just...
I think we had a long rest and we were still doing those rules.
We didn't have a long rest, because you fought at night. You would have been at 1. You would have been at 2, probably. You're at 2 HP. Because you got knocked out. You would revive to 1 HP. And then you leveled up. And by leveling up, you only gain approximately the percentage that you already have. So you would have been 1 out of 11 or something. 1 out of 12. And so by rolling again, you only gain 1.
Okay. How are we doing healing, by the way?
We can talk about this. So there's 2 variant healing rules that I really like. Healing is kind of, I think, the worst part about D&D 5th edition.
Yeah.
The mechanic's weird, right? Because HP isn't actually just vitality. Part of it's your energy and your unlikeliness to get hurt. Losing a couple HP doesn't necessarily actually mean that you have a wound. It might just mean that you kind of got bruised, or maybe even just slowed, or you're more tired or something. It doesn't really equate very well. And so one of the ways we can do HP is by I'm going to almost insist on this rule, but it's that you don't get... Normally you get full HP after a long rest.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You would have had a short rest, and you would have rolled hit dice. That's 1...
No,
But
I
you
still have
would've
both my hit dice.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. You can roll those if you want, but you're at 2 HP with 2 hit dice. And so yeah, so one of the ways is normally you gain full HP back when you finish a long rest, but I don't like that. So I'm gonna say after a short or a long rest, you can roll hit dice, but you gain half your hit dice back after a long rest.
Okay.
Same as always, you just take out the full HP after a long rest. I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
And then
The alternate-
Then how? Like, is there any other way to heal other than rolling hit dice?
Yeah, there are healing kits
Okay.
that you can use, and if you're proficient in them, they give you even more of a benefit.
But what about time? Like, if I just wait.
Well, time gets you back your hit dice, so that's kind of the effect of time.
Yeah, but if I don't use my hit dice and instead I rest for even if it's a week, I get hit points back. Like,
Well, what I'm saying
you know
is
what I mean?
that
Like you just use the example of sometimes losing a couple HP is just tiredness. If I sleep,
yeah,
will regain my tiredness.
well, the
without
way
using
you'd have
hit
to do
dice.
this, you'd have to spend hit dice. Hit dice they're just abstract concepts.
But I can't. But I think I should just be able to get. Alright.
Okay, so there's two.
Then I don't.
There's two
Then I
things
think
here.
we should be able to regain all your hit dice after a long rest.
There's two. You think you should all your hit dice? No, because then think about that. Like, okay, so a hit dice on average, if you use all your hit dice, you're back up to half your HP, right?
Yeah.
On average, because
Okay.
you have as many.
Yeah.
The math is very close to that. And so if you use all your hit dice twice, you should be at full. If you gain all your hit dice back after a long rest, in 2 days you can heal from near grievous wounds.
Right.
What I'm saying is it would take you 4. It just means you
Alright,
get half
yeah,
your hit dice
whatever.
back. So there's
Okay.
a couple of different healing options. The one I'm talking about is called slow natural healing. Characters don't regain hit points at the end of a long rest. Instead, a character can spend hit dice to heal at the end of a long rest, just as with a short rest. There's also there's one to make it faster healing, but I don't like that. There's one that says a character can't spend any hit dice after finishing a short rest until someone expends one use of a healer's kit to bandage and treat the character's wounds. I'm not going to do that because I figure for a lot of wounds it doesn't make sense. Like, a lot of wounds you can just bandage yourself pretty easily.
Sure. I just want to keep playing, so we'll just go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mechanics aren't as interesting.
Well, yeah.
The other thing is, to add more mechanics, is there's this gritty realism optional rule where basically a short rest is 8 hours and a long rest is a week or 7 days.
Right.
Which means that everything, especially healing in this case, but also like action surges and anything like that, it just takes way longer to come back to you.
Right.
You're way less of a hero. In this case, you'd only get half your hit dice back after a week.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the one that nobody in our group wanted to play with, but I thought was really cool. Because it seems very realistic at that point. You have to, you get hurt, you have to wait a long time to get better.
Right.
But we don't have to play that way.
No. Yeah, let's just play the hit dice way.
Yeah?
Then I will roll a hit dice on this. Can we just take a short rest?
You've been taking the equivalent of a short rest. You've had a lot of time to sit around.
Alright. Then do I add anything or is it just hit dice?
Oh, I think it's your hit dice plus your con mod. But I can look that up.
That'd be great. I rolled a 7, by the way.
That's a good roll. What is you rolling d10s?
It's a d10, yeah. Use. Oh, we have 3 viewers now.
Oh my god.
I bet they're all D&D members.
Like from our group?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Hey
Or
guys.
maybe it's just not at all true. Yeah, hey, new people. This is the really fun part of this show.
Yeah.
Hit dice.
What, do you know if hit dice is add your con mod or not?
Yeah, somebody shout it out in the
Somebody
comments.
please say it so we can
It
start
seems like
looking
a really simple thing we should have figured out. I don't know why I don't know this.
at. Okay.
Let's just say, I've just so rarely been hurt before.
I think it's plus your con.
Yeah, let's just add your con. We'll figure it out later if we don't want to.
Alright, I get 10 AP. Heal. 10. Dum. Okay, I'm at 12 HP. Jeremy says, I think so, we'll take it.
Okay. Jeremy's overwhelming confidence has it. I think we all think so.
Yeah.
That would make sense, because they're added to your... Anyway, doesn't matter.
Alright, I say lash me up, let's go in. Let's do it.
You do it. They... First of all, Gareth throws you a set of old clothes and just a thing of rags, basically. They look to you just disgusting.
Yeah.
But they're just traveling clothes. So they're actually really not that bad, but you have a kind of a higher sense of what clothes should look like.
Yeah, I'll take off my, I have some fine clothes on. I'll take them off and put them in a sack.
Do you have a sack?
I do have a backpack.
Oh, a backpack. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I got a backpack.
Toss them in, mark it on your character sheet. You now have rags column.
And I take off my signet ring
Okay.
and put it in my pocket.
Yeah. You don't have a pocket.
Do I have
These clothes
do I have a
suck.
piece of string?
A piece of string. I don't know. Is it on your character sheet?
No. Can I get a piece of string?
You can
I have a
rip something
Dungeoneer's
off of the
pack.
rags.
Oh no, I don't have a Dungeoneer's pack. I kind of crudely made one. I remember.
You can just rip off a piece of fabric and tie it or whatever.
Yeah, I just want to tie it around my neck and put it in there.
Yeah, you can rip off like a piece of fabric from the already kind of ripping
I
rags.
have chainmail on. Shit.
You have chainmail?
Yeah.
You probably want to take that chainmail off.
Yeah, I do. Common rags. So in my... can I put it in my backpack and have it... No, I want to keep my signet ring around my neck. I'll put my chainmail in my backpack.
Okay. I don't think your chainmail can fit in your backpack. It's like 1 cubic yard, or 1 cubic foot. It's pretty small.
Okay. I give it to Roxley to hold on to.
1 cubic yard. It's not 1 cubic yard. That'd be a huge backpack.
Oh gosh, none of my features and whatever put in here for some reason.
So you just give it to Roxley? Yeah, Roxley doesn't have any sort of major armor on. He just grabs it and puts it on his horse.
I realize I have
Actually,
to...
Gareth takes it. Roxley says, I don't think I'm coming with you to the tower.
Can I have the handbook? I've got to plug in a couple things that I haven't thought of.
Gareth looks at Roxley and he says, here, and he tosses him a sack of coins. And he says, this is for your silence, Roxley. You know what? You know what to do, right? And Roxley's like, yeah. Never saw nothing. Never went nowhere.
Right on. I trust him. I go, thanks, Roxley.
And Gareth says, no, hey, look. He says to Roxley, this is important. Roxley says, yeah, I got it. He said, all right. So otherwise you and I are through. We're done. Roxley says, I get it. So,
I go, lay off him.
Gareth shoots you a look.
Athlete is my thing.
Is your thing? What thing?
Yeah. I remember now. I think I already used it, in the stats, but it's a +1 to Dex, and when I'm prone, standing only uses 5 feet of my movement.
Do you want to give me back my third handbook and I'll give you yours?
Yes.
Okay. What are you talking about with athlete? What does that matter?
I took a feat and I forgot to break them. They're not written down in here anymore.
Oh, well, it looks like you lost your feet.
No.
Yeah, that's not exactly how it works.
Anyway, this is not really
Okay, so
exciting.
you get all dolled up. You look good. Actually, you look pretty bad.
Yeah, it's like I want to look bad.
You look kind of like a guy who was involved in a fist fight overnight, or
Yeah.
got knifed or something in the head, and everything's So anyway, you actually have a wound on your head, and so there's a little bit of blood that comes on it. So it's kind of helpful. Yeah,
that's perfect.
You dress up like this, and you start riding back together.
Sweet.
Nobody really pays you much attention as you wind in. The guards sort of look you over, but the gates are open, and if you recall, the gates were closed for the night when you left.
Yes, and they opened them for me.
Yeah, they said you actually declared yourself to the guards. You said, "I'm Anton Marivaldi. Open those gates."
And then they said, "Oh yeah, totally. Here."
Yeah, and so they look at you, but they don't say anything, and you walk through.
Sorry, I just gotta write this down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walk through. They don't look at me on my way through?
They look at you, but they don't, look at you.
And we're on horses, but, I feel like that's fine.
Yeah, actually, can you make me a disguise check?
Deception?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Or performance, whichever you want. Whichever you're better at.
Oh, right, I can take an action. An extra action. Once 15 rests. Forgot about that.
Your action surge?
Yeah. Okay. You want me to make a check?
Yeah, whatever you're better at.
Perception or performance, they are the same. Oh, that is a 2. A gentleman's 2.
So,
I don't say anything.
Yeah, you're just sort of walking back.
Yeah.
This isn't
Are we on horses? No, we're not.
It doesn't automatically mean that you are going to give it away or whatever.
Yeah.
It just means that you're not selling this.
No, I just I still have my noble walk.
Yeah, you haven't got rid of
Still
it.
strut.
So you walk through the gates. The guards kind of eye you, and Gareth sort of. No, you're on horseback.
Right.
Maybe that's what looks weird to them. They're like, "What are you doing on horseback?" Yeah. You see, you ride for a bit, and Gareth, once you're inside, Gareth goes, "I think we got to loose the horses."
I go, okay.
And he hands them over to what's his name?
Roxley?
Roxley.
I thought he left.
No, Roxley's still there.
I thought he wasn't coming. Oh, not coming to the tower with us.
Yeah, but he's inside the gates.
Right.
So he hands them to Roxley, and he says, "Hey, just take these and take off, okay?" And Roxley goes, "Yeah." So you guys get down, and you start walking.
No, that's like my horse.
Yes. Are you not okay with that? Says Gareth.
That's like one of the finest horses. Okay, I'll get that back, right?
Roxley goes, Yeah, of course.
Alright, I'm going to assume that's the same that you use when you were
You just come find me when you need it.
I'm going to lose this horse. Okay.
Gareth is like, man, it's not the time.
Yeah, we go.
So you keep walking. It's decently early morning. The markets are in full swing. The streets are crowded. People don't really notice you too much. You kind of no one's really looking at you or for you. You hear a lot of things. There's a ton of whispers and rumors, and people are calling out all sorts of things.
It's probably a big deal. Like I doubt it's the day goes out as usual.
Yeah, you hear a lot of everybody's talking about it. You hear a lot of you see a lot more guards for one thing, marching everywhere. You hear a lot of people basically saying, expressing sadness that the Marivaldis died, but there's at least as many people expressing complete apathy. They just yeah, well, fuck them. Who cares about the Marivaldis? Those guys, those high wigs, whatever. They don't.
Yeah.
There's a certain sense that that people don't really like them because they don't.
But they're well liked. They were never cruel or anything.
Well, lately you get the sense that part of what is frustrating them is your dad's insistence on trading with the Elfwood.
Right.
So that was always something that didn't really ever make sense to the town, because it was you would you spent a lot of time and like you traded with the elves, but they didn't really have very much of worth to trade back. And so it was like almost for sure a bit of a net loss for the community. And so it was always wondered, like, why do you bother? And then that encourages them to come in. So there's more of them coming in the town.
Okay.
You can remember a time when, or at least people can remember a time, you can't, but when the Elfwood kept to themselves.
Right.
And there's a sort of a racist sense that your dad's like an elf lover.
Okay.
And so there's a little bit of that coming in,
Right.
that they don't like that. So you hear all these sorts of rumors flying about as you go. And you get, he leads you all the way onto the island. You walk past another set of guards, which you notice at this point are, like, have doubled in intensity.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Getting Ramus vis-a-vis his horse vibes? I don't understand that.
Randus loved his horse so much.
Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ramus did love his horse.
Ramus dug his horse. I don't love it that much. I'm just pissed.
Well, you let it go.
It's just very expensive.
Yeah. Since when do you care about money?
No, it's
You can
a nice
buy
horse.
10 more of those horses. Well, you can't now because you don't have money.
Yeah. I
So
have a magic sword.
you make your way past the guards. The guards have sort of doubled in number on the walls.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Every guard is at attention.
Oh, yeah.
There are all sorts of rumors about who killed the Marivaldis. Everybody wants to talk about this. Some people are saying that it was assassins. Some people are saying they were killed by their own guards. You hear a number of people posit the idea that you killed them and ran away.
Mm-hmm.
There
Are people talking like we still haven't found Anton?
Yeah, that's the sense. Like
We don't know where Anton
Anton's gone. He probably killed them and ran off.
Right.
That ugly sumbitch. Right. That's kind of the sense.
Yeah. But here's...
But other people are saying, no, they were killed by assassins from the south, and some people say, like, no, this is all part of a big Jaken conspiracy, Jaken being the kingdom to the east, and there's just all these rumors flying around about what's going on.
I whisper to Gareth, I'd be like, see, I need to make myself known.
Gareth says, not now, we don't know enough.
Okay, fine. Let's go then.
And so you make your way, we're currently going. You make your way north. The streets sort of quiet down. The island city is more wealthy and older. It's like the original city was on the island. And as you make your way north, you pass the Roads End Inns, which are like these two very identical world famous taverns, both at the end of the road, kind of like comes to an end, juts up north a bit, and then continues. And so there's kind of two ends of the road.
Yeah.
And there's one that ends from the road going to the west and one the road going to the east. There's just a bit of a jut. And so at the end of both of these long, famous roads are the Roads End Inns. And they're both exactly the same. And so you pass these, you carry on, and you go north, and you get into sort of a quieter section of town, more upscale, less shops, and you walk for a bit, and you make your way. You see the tower in the distance, and it grows larger. And when you're maybe a block away from the tower, Anton says, here, take this. And he pulls out a little medallion. And on the medallion is what looks like the bottom level of a stone wall. Just like one stone high, a wall that's just one stone high.
Okay.
Basically. Just a little square kind of seen from an angle.
Yeah.
And he says, here, put this on. And he fumbles himself and puts one on. And you walk another block. Do you put it on, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
So you walk another block and you get into the clearing. There's a bit of a circular clearing into which the tower is situated. The tower is maybe 40 feet across.
Yeah.
And around the tower is this big circular sort of courtyard where the buildings don't go. And there's a bunch of merchants. There's a few merchants around there. They're the typical merchants. They sell little like trinkets associated with the tower.
They're like rich. right?
These merchants are catering to like a bit of a tourist demographic. There's something cool about the Wizard Tower.
Right. This abandoned Wizard Tower, yeah.
Yeah, it draws a little bit of tourism, not a lot. So there's only like 2 shops, but they do sell these little like miniature carved wizard towers and these like hedge wizard amulets and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so you've seen these before. It's just a bit. It draws in a little bit of tourism. Not a lot, but people go, ooh, like a real wizard tower, and people say, oh, did you know that 500 years ago this wizard was rumored to live here?
Right.
You know, but for all intents and purposes, it's been abandoned for centuries.
Yeah.
And you walk up, and Anton leads you a short ways around, and for the first time, for the first time in your life, you see a door into the Wizard's Tower.